Control player Steenee.
Hey Control Nation, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Dr. Red. In this video, we are reviewing all of the healing cards. These are cards that remove damage counters from your Pokemon. We are excluding self-healing Pokemon unless it is of a large amount, namely 50 or larger. I will be adding some commentary on deck lists and ideas you might try. Please add your own in the comments. I also want to thank the channel members, the arborists. Thank you for your support and in making CPU what it is. And thank you to all the Discord members who keep the conversation going. And so let's get started. First we have Arboliva, the channel mascot, enriching oil. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may heal all damage from one of your Pokemon. And the other Arboliva for 1 grass energy healing fruit, heal all damage from one of your bench Pokemon. It's a real pain to get either of these into play just to heal something, then to be presumably KO'd, because you're probably going to need to heal something that has a lot of damage on it. This might be really useful when Megas come out and you have a Mega with however much HP, what, 400 plus maybe, we're not sure yet, that needs to be healed. So keep this in mind for future sets, but right now it's not all that good. Combee, heal 20 damage from one of your benched Pokemon. Vespiquen EX, or is it Vespiquen? Not sure. Healing Pheromone, heal 60 damage from one of your Pokemon. Eldegoss, put this Pokemon all attached cards into your deck. If you do, search your deck for up to 3 cards, put them into your hand. This is a healing card because it can take damage, but then it goes back into the deck and has essentially healing the damage. We did a video on this a while ago for Eldegoss Stall. Essentially, have Pecharunt, put Zubat into the active, hard retreat it, use Eldegoss, put a damage prevention card in the active. We have Leafeon, Leaflet Blessings, attach a basic grass energy from your hand to one of your bench Pokemon. If you do, heal all damage from that Pokemon. Leafeon EX, Moss Agate for 1 grass fire, and water energy does 230 base damage. Heal 100 damage from each of your Pokemon. We'll talk about how this archetype works here in a second. Sinistcha EX, Matcha Splash, heal 30 damage from each of your Pokemon. This would be good if you're pairing it with something that does bench damage, like, say, Tyranitar or Centiskorch. Steenee, heal 30 damage from each of your Pokemon. You would use this if you're playing Serena EX. Speaking of which, Dropkick, 180 base damage for 2 grass energy. Heal 30 damage from this Pokemon, and it recovers from all special conditions. This is being paired right now with Lively Stadium and Gravity Mountain. Put your damage counters on the Pokemon with Lively Stadium in play that are basics, then get rid of it. Then also put your damage counters on the Stage 2 Pokemon like Charizard EX, put Gravity Mountain in play, get rid of it, and then all of a sudden it gets KO because it drops. Torterra EX, Jungle Hammer, heal 50 damage from this Pokemon. This is useful if you can get Area 0 Underdepths into play with a Terramon. That way you can just load up your bench with grass Pokemon. Forest March does 30 damage for each of your grass Pokemon in play. So you could have 30 times 8 bench Pokemon is 240 damage for 1 grass energy. Tropius, heals 60 damage from one of your bench Pokemon. Venusaur EX, ability Tranquil Flower. Once during your turn, if this Pokemon's in the active, you may heal 60 from one of your Pokemon. If you want to make this a heal control deck, play Munkidori, take a hit with Venusaur, heal 60 from it, heal another 30 with Monkey, another 30 if you have more monkeys. Put a big air balloon on this Venusaur, put another Venusaur into the active, heal 60 damage from it again, and just loop until you win. Whimsicott, wafting heal ability. This is made to be played with the Torterra EX just mentioned. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may heal all damage from your active grass Pokemon. If you deal any damage in this way, discard RNG from that Pokemon. If you're going to build up Venusaur with 3 grass energy, highly recommend you not play this. It's better to play it without any energy attached as a strict heal control deck. Charmeleon has Flare Veil. This is healing to the effect that it prevents all effects of attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon done to this Pokemon. And what we mean by that is if you're playing against Uxie spread, the damage counters from Uxie are not going to affect it. So in a way, you're pre-healing it, so to speak. Oricorio Ardent Dancing. Once during your turn, you may heal 20 damage from your active evolution Pokemon. This will be good for Skeledirge EX. Speaking of which, here it is. Vitality Song, heal 30 damage from each of your Pokemon. The Baby Skeledirge is also good with this one, as is the Terra Skeledirge EX, increasing your damage by 60 for discarding a Fire Energy. Mantike, Brilliant Healing, heal 120 from one of your benched Pokemon. This is the Slowbro we want to talk about in relationship to Leafeon EX. The Strange Behavior ability states, as often as you like during your turn, you may move 1 damage counter from one of your other Pokemon to this Pokemon. So if you have 2 of these on the bench and your Leafeon EX has 180 damage, You put 9 damage counters on one Slowbro, 9 damage on another, use Masa Gate, and heal it all instantly. But Slowbro can be used with any of them, but Leafeon is really the big one. Pikachu EX has Resolute Heart. If this Pokemon has full HP and will be knocked out by damage from an attack, it is not knocked out, and its remaining HP becomes 10. If you take a 200 damage hit, you're healing 10 damage, so it's healing whatever goes over 200 if it has full health. Alcremie EX, Confectionery Gift ability. Once during your turn, you may heal 30 damage from one of your Pokemon, not all of them. Darkspawn EX, Time to Chow Down. When you evolve this Pokemon from your hand, you may heal all damage from each of your evolution Pokemon, and if you do, discard all energy from these Pokemon. This is basically the supporter Cheryl on a Pokemon, and this card is not seeing any play whatsoever. Dedenne EX, Tail Swap, 2 Psychic Energies. Move all damage counters from one of your bench Pokemon to your opponent's active. This is a healing card because you are taking damage counters off of your Pokemon. So if your 330 HP Charizard has 320 damage, that is 32 damage counters, you can heal it by taking them all off of it and putting it onto your opponent's active for a KO. Flutter Mane has Perplexing Transfer, 2 Colorless Energy. Move all damage counters from one of your benched ancient Pokemon to your opponent's active Pokemon. This card is made to be paired with Roaring Moon EX. When it uses Frenzied Gouging, does 200 damage to itself. You take those 200 damage, 20 damage counters to 200 damage, and put it onto your opponent's active. Then you can use Frenzied Gouging all over again. Gardevoir EX, Miracle Force. This Pokemon recovers from all special conditions. So if it's poisoned, burned, those damage counters won't affect it. It's healing itself of that damage and status condition. Indeedee, Obliging Heal. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may heal 30 damage from your active and have it recover from a special condition. Lily's Comfy, Fade Out. Put this Pokemon all attached cards into your hand. It's a heal card because you can get rid of those damage counters by putting it into your hand. Munkidori, the ever dangerous, ever famous Adrenabrain ability, or is it Adrenabrain? Once during your turn, if this Pokemon has a Darkness Energy attached, you may move up to 3 damage counters from one of your Mons to your opponent's Pokemon. It's famously in any number of archetypes from Feraligatr to Gardevoir EX. It's splashable. All you need is 1 or 2 Dark Energies, 1 or 2 Munkidoris, and you're good to go. Getting that little bit of extra damage you need. It's great for getting Terramons on the bench, as they do not take damage from attacks, but they do take damage from Adrenabrain because it's an ability. Screamtail, heal 100 damage from one of your benched ancient Pokemon. Spiritomb, the most useless card in the format. Fade Out, put this Pokemon all attached cards in your hand. It's useless because all Pokemon V are on the F block, which just rotated, so this card does absolutely nothing. Nacli, self-coding, heal 20 damage from one of your Pokemon. Garganacl with the Blessed Salt ability. During Pokemon Checkup, heal 20 damage from each of your Pokemon. This particular Garganacl is not seeing any play, although it's between both yours and your opponent's turns, like the Frostlass spread. So you take a turn, you heal 20, your opponent takes a turn, you heal 20. The other Garganacl is seeing play in Mamoswine EX. Once during your turn, you may attach a basic fighting energy card from your discard pile to one of your Pokemon. If you do, you heal 30 damage from that Pokemon. Liepard, Dishonest Swap, move all damage counters from one of your bench Pokemon to one of your opponent's active Pokemon. This synergizes well with Roaring Moon. Unlike the Flutter Mane, it is a stage 1, but it does use Darkness Energy. Bronzong, Oracle Press. During your opponent's next turn, prevent all effects of attacks used by your opponent done to this Pokemon. We're thinking of things like Poison and Burn. Magearna, Auto Heal. As long as this Pokemon is in the active, whenever you attach an energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon, heal 90 damage from that Pokemon. Right now, anything with Baxcalibur that can take a hit and retreat, like say Wailord, attach Luxurious Cape, it goes from 240 to 340 HP. You can hard retreat it, use Superior Energy Retrieval, and reattach with Baxcalibur. Applin, heal 30 damage from one of your Pokemon. Hydrapple EX, Ripening Charge ability. Once during your turn, you may attach a basic Grass Energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon. If you do this, you heal 30 damage from that Pokemon. This is often played with Tealmask Ogerpon EX as its own archetype. Blissey, Busybody Nurse ability. Once during your turn, you may use this ability. Your active Pokemon recovers from all special conditions. I'd be interested to see if this card gets any use, given how popular Petulant Poison is right now, adding 5 damage counters to your active. Slakoth, it heals 60 damage from itself, but then it can't retreat on the next turn. Snorlax, but first food. one colorless energy. Attach an energy from your hand to this Pokemon. If you deal, heal 60 damage from this Pokemon. Swablu, heal 30 damage from one of your Pokemon. Altaria EX, Humming Heal. Once during your turn, you may heal 20 damage from each of your Pokemon. The Stage 1 version of the recently rotated Radiant Serena. Dragon Elixir, heals 60 damage from your active Dragon Pokemon. I've only ever seen this in semi-meme Dragapult EX builds. Fighting Olate, did I say that right? You can use this card only if you have more prizes remaining than your opponent. Heal 60 damage from one of your Pokemon. This is great for stall decks or anything that wants to fall behind on purpose. Picnic Basket, heal 30 damage from each Pokemon. This is used as a tech against Gardevoir EX. So if your opponent's Drifloon is getting really high with the damage counters and your opponent doesn't have any more psychic energy in the discard pile, you can lessen the damage that you're going to receive by playing Picnic Basket. PokeVTOL A, this is seeing play in the Milotic EX Wall Stall build. Heal 150 damage from one of your Pokemon. It cannot be put into your hand or deck from the discard pile, so once you use it or discard it, it is gone for the rest of the match. Potion, heal 30 damage from one of your Pokemon. Scoop Up Cyclone, put one of your Pokemon and all attached cards into your hand. This is immensely popular with our Charmeleon EX. It gets super damage. You pick it up, your Metal Energy, go into the discard. You have a 1 energy Duraludon on your bench, put it in the active, attach the Archaludon, reattach 2 of those Metal Energies from the discard pile, all because of Scoop Up Cyclone. It's only an item, not a supporter. Super Potions, a reprint, heal 60 damage from one of your Pokemon. If you got any Pokemon this way, discard an energy from that Pokemon. This will be good with anything that uses Power Glass to get an energy back from the discard pile. Community Center, during each player's turn, if you played a support, you can heal 10 damage from each of your Pokemon. Festival Grounds, each Pokemon that has any energy attached recovers from all special conditions and can't be affected by them. This is used in the Festival Lead archetype. Moonlit Hill sees some play in Gardevoir EX. Once during each player's turn, that player may discard a basic psychic energy from their hand to heal 30 damage from each of their Pokemon. Because you're discarding the basic energy, you can put the damage counters back onto your Drifloon right away anyhow. So, Bianca's Devotion. This is great if you're going to play Pikachu EX because it's going to take a hit with full health and then you just heal it all off because you heal all damage from one of your Pokemon that has 30 HP or less remaining. It's also good to use if someone's building up the damage against you with Munkidori. Clement's Quick Wit, heal 60 damage from each of your lightning Pokemon. Cook, heal 70 damage from your active. Penny, this is extremely important, arguably the most important card on this list. Put one of your basic Pokemon and all attached cards into your hand. Is your basic Pokemon getting a lot of damage like your Iron Hands EX or your Blood Moon Ursaluna? Pick it up, put it in your hand, put something else in the active, then you can rebench your Blood Moon, switch out the active, and then attack all over again. If anything, you're getting your energies back for anything else. Professor Turris Scenario, put one of your Pokemon in play into your hand, but you discard all cards attached to that Pokemon. This is to get evolution Pokemon out of the active. It works just as well as Scoop Up Cyclone does for Archaludon. But anything else, if you want to keep the energy or a tool attachment, you need to use Scoop Up Cyclone. Saguaro, choose 2 of your Pokemon, heal 50 damage from each of them. Ancient Booster Energy Capsule. This ancient Pokemon, the ancient Pokemon this card is attached to gets plus 60 HP and recovers from all special editions, can't be affected by them. It's in every Roaring Moon Ancient Box deck and anything that wants to play Root Bonnet for the poison. Leftovers, this is seen usually in Garbodor tool drop decks. At the end of your turn, if the Pokemon this card is attached to is in the active, heal 20 damage from it, but you're going to attach it to the Voraciousness Snorlax, discard it, and then get it right back next turn with Snorlax. Survival Brace. If the Pokemon this card is attached to is full HP and will be knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, it is not knocked out, but its remaining HP becomes 10, then you discard this card. Essentially, that's Pikachu EX's Resolute Heart ability. Tactical Machine Fluorite. Interesting. It has a Grass, Water, and Psychic requirement. Discard all energy from this Pokemon and heal all damage from each of your Terra Pokemon. So if you're just going to keep tanking hits and constantly retreating, you can just erase all of it. That would be a really, really interesting heal control deck, but I'm not sure how viable it would be. Medical Energy. When you attach this card from your hand to one of your Pokemon, heal 30 damage from that Pokemon. Mist Energy. Prevent all effects of attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon done to this Pokemon. That would be all 5 of the special conditions, among other things. Therapeutic Energy. The Pokemon this card is attached to recovers from being asleep, confused, or paralyzed and cannot be affected by those special conditions. And we're back to the beginning. Thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Please take care of yourselves, and may God hold you in the palm of his hand.